Happy Tuesday. Time for Tidbit Tuesdays. So I've been talking about a lot of different things the last few weeks. So I want to go into a little bit about Cobra today. Because again, with open enrollment coming around, if you currently have Cobra, you Cobra runs let me backtrack just a little bit. So Cobra is something you can get when you leave an employer. And most plans are Cobra eligible unless you work for a teeny tiny employer. And Cobra can extend up to 18 months. There are some variations of that. It can go all the way up to 3 years. And if you're not leaving your employer but getting divorced, that could go up to 3 years as well that you can continue Cobra. So that being said, if you're currently on Cobra, then during open enrollment, it's a really good idea to review the plans that are available to you on the marketplace. Because what a lot of people do not realize is that you might be eligible for premium help and you're paying a whole lot of money for Cobra and maybe you're not even using those benefits. So you need to evaluate how you've used your insurance this year. If you've not used it at all, well, let's take a look at Marketplace and see what's available to you. I know I've talked beat a dead horse or no PPO plans on the Marketplace, which your Cobra may be a PPO and that may be a reason that you want to keep it. But if you're not utilizing the PPO options, and all your doctors, we can find a plan that all your doctors are in network, you're overpaying for insurance. And if you have Cobra now, you don't have to keep it the whole 18 months. You can certainly do that because once you let go of it, you can't get it back. So that's super important to think about if you're thinking about changing plans. But what a lot of people don't realize is that could save a whole lot of money if they're not using their insurance. And I hate for people to overpay or pay for things they're just not using. So another example would be if you've got Cobra and you have dental vision with your Cobra. Great. Most cases you can separate out the medical and the dental vision. Why is that important? Because dental vision on Cobra that was through an employer, those plans are generally cheaper and better than anything you can get on the open market. So even when I'm counseling people about whether to go on Cobra or not, I tell them, you have dental vision? They say yes, and you need to keep that. Let's not do a separate dental vision because, again, that's going to be the way to save money, and let's ride that out as long as we can. And then in 18 months when that's running out, contact me and we'll get you on a different dental vision if you want dental vision. You've watched some of my other videos. You know how I feel about dental insurance. It's great for some, but for most, you don't need it. Vision, on the other hand, is definitely worth it. So if you wear glasses or contacts, you want vision. Okay, going back to Cobra. So if you can do Cobra dental vision, you want to keep that. If you're already on it, you want to keep that. But the medical part is where we need to evaluate. Again, if you're currently on Cobra during open enrollment, which is just about here, we need to look at plans and see what's available to you versus what you have for Cobra. The biggest complaint I get with people on Cobra is the cost. I had a family last week that was paying $2,200 for Cobra, and they weren't using their insurance. And I was able to find them a plan that their doctors were in network, and their plan, because they actually qualify for a subsidy too. No one thought to look at all of that. They would only pay about $600 a month instead of $2,200 a month. Going to save a ton of money, and they're going to keep their dental vision. So people just don't understand Cobra, and unfortunately, the Cobra administrators are not always very helpful. Sometimes you don't get the Cobra stuff till really late, but Cobra, what people don't seem to understand, you're not stuck for 18 months if you don't want to be stuck. All insurance is month to month, even if you do markup now. Outside if you have insurance through your employer, you cannot cancel mid-year. But if you have insurance on your own, whether it's through the marketplace, whether it's through Cobra, you have a limited benefit plan, all those plans are month to month. And you can cancel those anytime. The key is once you cancel Cobra, you can't get back on it. Once you cancel Marketplace, you can't get back on it until it's open enrollment. So, and if you opt to do a limited benefit plan and then decide you want major medical, you won't be able to do that till open enrollment. So there's a lot of things going on there that you need to pay attention to make sure you're making the right decision for your family. So Cobra, again, if you have a lot of things going on, maybe you've met your deductible for the year. I have a lot of clients calling me right now going, I got on Cobra, but because we met our deductible, I'm like, great. When comes time for open enrollment, let's evaluate because you'll have a new deductible next year. Next year, January 1 is the time to have a new plan in place, and then you can opt out of the Cobra if you want. But if you've met your deductible, why would I switch you and then you have to meet another deductible? That seems silly. And you can get a whole bunch of stuff done at no cost because you've met your deductible, maybe even your out-of-pocket max for the year. So I do counsel people to let's pay attention to where you are in your plan year, what you've used, what's coming up the rest of the year, and that will help make a determination whether or not to stay on Cobra or opt for Cobra. You also have 60 days to opt for Cobra. So I had some clients that purposely waited till almost the 60th day and then opt for a marketplace plan. And here's the trick to that. Now you've just saved 2 months of premium because if you know you don't want to do Cobra, you still have that choice, right? If something bad were to happen, you could go back and opt into Cobra before the 60 days. Yes, you have to pay back premium, but you would have coverage. But if nothing happens and you've saved 2 months of premium, and we can start the marketplace plan on the 60th day that that your Cobra would, that you had that waiting period or sign up period that you had to get Cobra. So that's one way some people, I have very healthy people that opt to do that because they just like, I know what we've got a safety net there. If something bad happens, I can go back and get the Cobra. And if nothing bad happens and you've just saved 2 months of premium, and for some people that can be a lot of money, especially when you're insuring a family, that could be like $5,000. What could you do with $5,000? There's a lot of different things you could do. So it's open enrollment. Again, I keep harping on this, but I'll have a lot of tidbits once I'm able to see the plans and know what's available. I'm going to discuss some of the different plan options because it will be open enrollment and people want to know what's available to them. And I'll be giving you more tips and tricks to think about during open enrollment. The one last thing I'll leave you with is do not go online and put your phone number and email in any website to get quotes. You can, but you're probably going to get 1,000 phone calls and emails. I don't do that. So if you want to see what else is out there, I have lots of things available to me. Those places that ask for your phone number and email is they just want to sell you a product. They are not trying to find the best fit for you or your family. They're just trying to get a commission. Until next week, peace out.